Hello tribe, welcome. I'm reporting from my garden right now, from my little tree stump circle. It's the circle of truth. Very excited to be outside actually, and the Cape Town weather is finally, I think, coming into summertime. So here I am in nature, and what a beautiful backdrop. I mean, I love my office, but this is even more rad, right? So anyway, I just wanted to give a little bit of connection and feedback of what's been going on lately. It's a bit of a short blog post, but I do say that often and it ends up being just as long as my others. But yeah, I've been talking a lot to people about, how we've all been trudging through to the end of the year now, and how on many, many different levels, we've all had very, very big struggles. Our circumstances are probably very, very different, but the fight, the struggle is the same, right? Dealing with the same kind of vibrations of just getting through that density and coming up, And I would like to use a really not so nice analogy, but it really hits home as to exactly how it is. I know that I've posted before when I said just stuck in this darkness and this heaviness and this just incessant, relenting, just one thing after another. I mean, you don't even get a breath for air, or you might get a good day and then it hits again. This is basically where I've been for the last 6 months, and I think that I'm just starting to come out of it, where a few of us, quite a lot of us, are. But it's that feeling of where you look behind you and you can't see the light at the tunnel where you began. So that's gone. And then you're looking forward going, right, okay, I need to navigate forward, and there's nothing there either. So you have this almost like panic and this like, can't breathe, because there's just no signs of it letting up. That's what our mind tells us. That's what the mind reality tells us. So we obviously believe the hype and we get stuck in that disillusionment. When the reality is that we are actually chipping away from the bottom. We're living a vibration and a life. We're living our reality as we know it here. And this is us working away, chipping away, working away, chipping away. And we're not seeing the fruits of our labors that we're doing in our dream state, because we do a lot of our energy work in our dream state. So don't forget about that. All we seem to understand and feel is that in our waking day, it's just hard and it's a struggle and it's a grind and we're tired and all the rest of it. But meanwhile, we got this going on, chipping away. So sometimes we forget that we're doing this back work. And the best way that I can actually describe this, and excuse for the analogy, but it's true. It brings it home. I describe the current mood of energy shifting like when you have to burn off a wart. So when you burn a wart with your little burning machine or whatever the freeze thing is, and you look at it and say it's on your leg, and you burn it and nothing's happening. Each day you look at that wart and you think, well, I've burnt it, I've treated it, I've completely annihilated it, and it's still looking pretty healthy and no signs of leaving. And then basically week by week by week, it's still there doing the same thing. And then suddenly 6 weeks later, you look down on it and you're like, no, it's not going. And the next day it pops off and you're like, how the hell did that happen? From the outside looking in, it didn't look like anything was going on. When actually what's really happening is the energy is burning up from the bottom, but we can't see that. And then all of a sudden it just goes bing. And that, my dears, is how I view current mood of spirituality or current mood of energy clearing. That's how I see it. So not so long ago, a few weeks ago, I was in this really, really dark patch, and that's what they showed me. They showed me a hammer and a chisel, and they showed me just how much stuff I had to stab away at. Just how much work I was actually doing, and to give myself a little bit of props as to the amount of work that I'm doing behind the scenes. But I didn't know. All I knew was day to day I was just feeling shit. I was waking up and there was just the end is nigh. I just want the world to end tomorrow, or even right now would be good. And it was cuck. But like now, I'm starting to understand that whole wart theory, that indeed there is an awful lot going on behind the scenes, and you have to trust, because the bottom line is in this work, and it sounds so corny, and I'm going to tell you peeps again and again and again, you gotta trust, because that ultimately is what we're all walking towards: happiness and trust, flow. That is what it's all about. And without that, without the trust, Well, what else is there? Panic and fear and just a strong belief system that you're not going to be okay. But this is the whole thing, and I think I've said this in one of my video blogs before. Through these dark times, I've had a really powerful mantra, and it wasn't what you expected. It wasn't the mantra of just like, know thyself, thou is a warrior. It was like, but did you die though? That's what I would say. But you didn't die. You didn't die. I mean, I died 1,000 spiritual deaths a day, but I didn't physically die. I'm still here now. I might not be Rothschild or bloody Trump and have a load of money in the bank, but you know what? I don't need it, because every day I can actually go and buy a cup of coffee. Every day I can still feed myself and my kids. And, you know, I'm able to move when I want to move. I'm able to do something when I want to do something. So all of a sudden, this crossover, we're starting to deal with completely different programs, completely different ways of doing things. So, you know, it's all about perspective at the end of the day. If you change your perspective and how you look at the same thing like that, do you know your whole life will change? And do you know what? It's not actually, oh, little elf in the background. Did you see that? That's Ava. Sorry, distracted. But you know, it's about perspective. You know, that can change. And you know, the actual thing doesn't change. But if your perspective does, everything changes. So go into that. Think about that a little bit. Think about that a little bit. Did the actual subject matter change? No, it never changes. It's only your perception that changes. So in fact, this whole viewing, vision, understanding thing is just a big load of bullshit. And the sooner we can sort our bullshit out and basically see properly, really see things clearly, then there's going to be a deeper understanding that you ain't going to die and you are actually fine. You are. You are fine, and you're going to get through this, whatever this is. But also understand that if each day is still quite challenging for you, it's because you are clearing the lessons that you've said, your soul said that it had to learn. So it's a bit like the next person may have finished their college course because they've got one more assignment to go. You kind of maybe got a bit distracted or whatever, and you've still got like 6 assignments to go. But you know what? The bottom line is you will complete the course. So don't worry. You know, each assessment is basically a life challenge and something that you need to pass. And then once you do that, on to the next. And that's where all the energy falls away. We complete, fall away, complete, fall away. And once you have completed the assessment, it won't ever come back and visit you again. It's done. So we really are clearing our shit on so many different levels, and I really just want to communicate to everyone out there, everyone, the struggle is real to you in your ego mind, but it's not really in your heart mind, you know? So just hold on to that perspective thing, because this too shall pass. Better energies are coming. Keep doing what you're doing. There's nothing you need to change or fix or whatever. You are perfect the way you are. And if anything's painful, it means you've got to let go of it. That's it. And that's all. But if it feels good, then it's obvious. Just hang with it. Carry on going. So if it feels like joy, go that way. If it feels anything less than that, bin it. Period. Anyway. Thank you for listening. Told you it was going to be a short blog post, but it wasn't at all, really, was it? At all. I think it's something to do with the trees. I think they make me vibrate a bit differently. Anyway, from me, from the sun, got my cat, who's actually, if you could see, Odin's just sat on the other side of the laptop now, guarding space. He's looking over just there while I'm recording this. It's absolutely fabulous if you could see what's going on the other side of this laptop. And my little elf in the background, who is running around in a school uniform. So from all of us here, love, love, love. Peace. Thanks for watching.